Are you at
I
that
broke.
10K mark?
I am at that 10K. Actually, I'm almost at 11K on
Nice.
residual income, and this has been 6 months now since I've been with you guys. So I started out with one client and basically a 250 a month residual. So in 6 months, I'm pushing almost 11K in residual, and I've closed just this month alone. I've closed close to $13,000. So, and it's
Wow.
the middle of.
Hey, aloha, everybody. I'm here with remote millionaire JT, who scored two insane deals while on vacation recently. And I also met up with JT in Seattle last month, and he shared some very, very cool things with me that I wanted to hop on and discuss a little further with him because he is on a freaking rocket ship right now. And I wanted you to hear more about how he is doing it. So, hey, JT, how are you doing?
Hey, doing awesome. Thanks, Nick, for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. So I want to jump into your experience and also what you're up to right now. But really quick, I saw you had a couple of big wins over the last couple of days. Were you on vacation when you scored those deals? Is that right?
Yes, I was. I was actually in Seabrook, Washington, of all places. I was thoroughly enjoying the time with the family, but I had two opportunities, both of which was because I created a video sales email
Hmm,
that I put together for a client that I wanted to send off, and I personalized it, showing his web page at the very top. That I told him that he could do better, get more clients, and how I was able to do that if he would just reach out to me and we could talk.
nice.
So
That's
I did 50 of those, believe it or not. So it was quite a little challenge. I challenged myself to do 10 a day. I figured if I
hmm
could do 10 a day for 5 days, that's 50 of them, and I was
hmm
able to. And I had a little help, to be honest with you, with my VA. So I
of course.
showed her how to do a few of those, and we managed to set up 5 appointments for me to contact, even while I was on vacation. So I made contact. I contacted the 5 appointments, of three of which I closed, and two I have follow-ups on. I'm doing that through our wonderful program called Go High Level. So it's kind of doing it automatically behind the scenes, which I really love. I'm getting to know that
hmm
pretty good, so it's
hmm
quite advantageous.
hmm
Um, Both of the deals were really nice for the pocket. Kind of put a little jingle in the pocket and new clients out of the whole thing. So the
Nice.
video marketing aspect of it is really working really well for me. So I'm kind of liking it.
Nice. That's awesome. And so, I mean, you had like last I spoke with you about a month ago, I think you were around like the 5,000 a month in recurring revenue from your clients.
I was close
Uh,
to at that time, but yeah,
Close to
yeah,
seven. My bad. My bad.
yeah.
And so what are you up to now? Now that you've got these new clients on board, are you at
I
that
broke.
10K mark?
I am at that 10K. Actually, I'm almost at 11K on
Nice.
residual income, and this has been 6 months now since I've been with you guys. So I started out with one client and basically a 250 a month residual. So in 6 months, I'm pushing almost 11K in residual, and I've closed just this month alone. I've closed close to $13,000. So, and it's
Wow.
the middle of. So I'm thrilled. I'm happy with the program. Happy with what both you and Tom had to offer, and your teachings. And I've actually reinvested some of the profits that I've gotten into your program just recently that you were
hmm
marketing, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to starting that with the programs that I've already currently have with you. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's and you touched on a couple of topics that I want to dive into a little bit. Like, you have a VA and also you sent, I mean, let's not gloss over the fact that you sent 50 emails and you got three
yeah,
clients. That's
yeah.
an amazing number. I think anybody would love to send 50 emails and get three clients.
Well,
Excuse
the
me.
interesting part, yeah, it took a little work, and we're trying to work the bugs out, but we think we got a good header. We think we got a good action plan. We definitely have a good response rate.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to note that, you know, when you joined us, previously you didn't really have any background in doing what we do with digital marketing. What was the old industry that you were in?
I was actually an IT consultant. I ran my own IT company. Basically, I called myself a line rat. I basically pulled network lines in offices. And due to my age, my back complaining, my knees complaining, and also a little heart condition, I had to change my focus and try to generate an income that matched what I had. So,
Mhm.
and I'm happy to say this month I actually broke my income experience expectations, not experience expectations.
Nice.
So
And so that's
yeah,
so are you doing this full time now?
I am. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I switched completely. I've kind of had to change gears and change clients and change directions and not knowing
Hmm.
anything from anything. And with your guys' help, I was able to put it all together and follow your program from A to Z, and it's working. It's rocking. So
And that's
the
one thing
proof
that
is in the
I
pudding, as they.
right. And that's one thing that you said when we met up in Seattle that really stuck out to me is that, when you joined, maybe you could talk about that a little bit. What was your experience in joining? You said you had one client that paid you a couple $100 a month. So, how did you go from there to there? I mean, without getting into the details of like exactly how you were doing it, to me it sounded like you just followed the process.
I did. I from the very beginning, I listened to what your videos had to say, what you guys had to say, what you guys had to offer. I followed the SOPs. I put the SOPs together for my company. I incorporated myself. I went from a standard owner operator entrepreneur to incorporation. I followed the program for your standard operating procedures and put it all together. Then I went to Go High Level. I learned Go High Level with Helen's help, and your guys' support was awesome. Answered a ton of questions that I had. Basically, stepped through kind of step by step. Followed your marketing program for carpet cleaners, which was something that I had done in my past life. I did that for 10 years, so I know my way around a wand, as they say.
Hmm.
Um, so I was able to kind of tap into that niche, I guess you would say, because I knew the language, the lingo.
Hmm. Yeah.
I knew, how to talk to them about what their impact was, and how we can generate business. So I picked up 3 clients right off the get-go from starting that program and running my Go High Level program that I was thrilled. I mean, it was just my first client was a carpet cleaner. It was Classic Carpet Cleaners, and he's actually had to go out and buy another vehicle because he's doing so well.
I know,
Oh,
and that was one of the ads that I gave you.
I know it was a hand me. It was really go. It was just all I had to do was change my email account and change my pictures, and I ran with it. I rocked with it, and it was
Yeah.
gold right out of the box. So I mean, it was handed to me. I couldn't do any better than what you guys provided. So it was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so I
And
I was
sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that it makes me I'm super proud to see what you have done because sometimes people can get off track. Like obviously there are a lot of shiny objects out there, and when you told me that you came in and you're like I did exactly what was in front of me step by step. I came in, I collected all of my done for you assets, right? You had the replica of my agency set up for you, and
Yeah,
then you said you sent a bunch of emails and you got a bunch of clients. And a lot
yeah,
of people, for some reason, when they think that you have to send a bunch of emails, they may get distracted and start doing something else and then just, fall off track, fall off the wagon. And what I love about what you do is you trust us clearly. So you follow our process, you get the results, and then you keep going.
right. And
Yeah.
it really boiled down to just following it step by step by step. I didn't shortcut. I didn't jump ahead. I didn't think, oh, I know how to do that. Even though I've heard it maybe 3 or 5, 10, 15 times, I still
Mm-hmm.
listen to it because each little nugget that you guys provide adds up to the gold pan that I'm full of now. So I
Mm-hmm.
thank you because you start with a nugget here and a nugget there, and you put it together, and all of a sudden now you got an ounce of gold in your hand. Well, that's worth something. So
Mm-hmm.
I was thrilled when I got my first client. It was like, this stuff works. Wow, okay. And I didn't change anything. The only thing I changed was I changed your name from your name to my name, and I changed the email from the email that you had in the program to my email, and I ran with it. It was just
Yeah.
literally that. I mean, I think I changed the picture of the carpet wand on the page, the image that you
Mm-hmm.
had. I
Mm-hmm.
changed it to something different. I can't remember off the top of my head
Yeah.
right now.
Sure. I mean, that's the way that we set it up. We want to, I mean, we set it up so that we can give it to you so you can not have to recreate the wheel and you can just, implement what we have. And so I want to circle back real quick to what you said about, you have a VA and somebody working with you. So in the beginning, when you had one client, did you have a team at all?
No, it was me. It was me,
Okay.
myself, and I. I was the team, and I was like, how can I do this? What am I gonna do to if I get 5 clients? What am I gonna do? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the selling points that you brought up is, well, how are you gonna grow your business? You asked me that literally, and I said, that's a good question. You had me right there. I was like, how am I gonna grow my business? He said, so if we had a plan, a step-by-step in writing plan that you can follow that would actually get you to 10 to 15K, would you be interested? Well, it's like, hello, yeah, because I'm sitting here maybe if I was lucky, 500 bucks in my pocket and a $250 a month account. And I'm thinking I need 30 to 50 of these in order to make a decent living.
Mm-hmm.
And you literally told me, here's your Ferrari. You want to learn how to drive it. Oh, by the way, you got this book that you have to read first. Well, before you even hand me the keys, I'm going, okay, I got to read the book. Fine, I'll read the book. Then you get the keys and I'm driving a Ferrari. I mean, that's the way I treated it because this is going to be my livelihood. This is puts money in my pocket, keeps mama happy and off my back.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Everybody's happy. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I turned around and one of the very first thing that you say right out of the get-go is in order to grow your business, you have to have a VA. And I figured, okay, if I have to have a VA, I'm going to buy me or rent me or get me a VA. And guess what? Very
Mm-hmm.
little cost and expenditure. It's like $3 a month. Well, $3 a month. $3 an hour. She works 10 hours a week. That's next to nothing compared to what she brings in.
Mm-hmm.
It just made sense. And then I
Mm-hmm.
went and got a web developer, and of course, there was some touch and go with those, trying to get the right guy to finish
Mm-hmm.
that niche. And so now I have a web developer, and right now
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to get a salesperson. I don't want to be the all end all of my business if I can rely
Mm-hmm.
on somebody else for me, which frees up my time. So
Yeah.
that's what you're saying in your program is, hey, you want to design it so that if you free up your time. I want to be like you, Nick. I want to basically go to Hawaii and then go to, Aruba, or go to, Tacoma just to check things out because
Yeah.
your business runs behind the scenes. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do that. This is the first time our family has gotten together in 7 years where
Wow.
we actually spent a whole week together as a family and not have to worry about a business and where the money's going to come from because the money came in on its own.
Yeah.
All I had to do was pick up the phone and say, hey, this is the plan. Would you like to know more about it? They go, well, yes. And it's like, okay, it's going to cost this. And they go, okay, fine. That's cheap. I went, oh, I must have left money on the table.
Damn, you'll get them next time. Well, congratulations. That's amazing to hear that you were able to spend time with your family like that. I wanted to know, like, because you said you hired a VA, a virtual assistant, for those of you that don't know what that is. So how was the hiring process like for you to bring in some of these members of your team? Because, we tell people that, in my agency, I don't do any of the heavy lifting, right? I have a team, I have a salesperson, I have a web developer, I have people that write content, I have people that run ads. And a lot of people want that, but I know that it can be a bit scary trying to figure out how to find those people. And so for you, did you have any experience with that in the beginning? Finding people to work for you remotely? How did you feel about it? And then what was it like to I don't know, get those skills from us, I guess?
Well, I got the skills from you because it was strictly off your video. Said you need
Hmm.
to do this. You're gonna go find it here. I checked. First, I checked online for Fiverr. I thought, okay, I could hire somebody that like,
Nope.
that's the wrong plan. And then you told me, and off the top of my head, you
It
gave me a
doesn't, yeah.
program. Sorry,
Hmm. I was
you
gonna
gave
say
me.
it doesn't matter where really, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
more
I mean,
the
it's in your video.
application. Yeah.
You literally said, go here. This is what you
Hmm.
need to do, and check out 3 or 5 of them, and decide. And you
Hmm.
decide. Give them a sample. Tell them, hey, this is what you want to have done. See how they respond. See what they whether they did it on time, whether they did it correctly, did it meet my expectations, and if so, hire him. Well,
Hmm.
the person that I interviewed off of your instructions, she was golden. I mean, she was on
Nice.
time. She was responsive. She asked me questions. She was willing to communicate directly. She told me that, she didn't understand something. Could I clarify it for her? Which I did. And then she picked it up right away. So I've used her ever since. It
Nice.
literally took
Well,
me 3 days of trying to find the right person. And on the third day, I found the second interview. So, I mean,
mhm.
it was the same way with my web developer. I went through a dozen web developer kind of
Hmm.
trying to find the right guy, and I think I found the right guy. He's very responsive,
Nice.
uh, and he does an awesome job. And I just tell him it needs to look like this, and I give him a brief description. He lays out a wired diagram of what he thinks it should be, and I say, "Yep, run with it." And he puts it together, and lo and behold, I have a complete website in less than 72 hours, which
It's
is
amazing.
a beauty, and he really enjoys doing it, and I pay him well for it. So, hey,
And that's the thing is, when you have a team of experts behind you building these great websites, far better than you and I could ever build, it becomes so much easier to talk about with people that you're trying to sell or bring in as customers. Whereas, like before, for me, if I knew I had to build the website, I was scared. It came across in my communication. And so, yeah, that's awesome. And so, how do you feel right now about your abilities to recruit and bring in new people to help you do the stuff that you don't really want to do in your business anymore?
well, at first, yes, it was a little scary. It was a little challenging because I
Hmm.
didn't know. But because of your confidence that you had and presented on your video on how to do it, and I just followed the steps, because I figured if you can do it, I can do it. Guess what? I did it.
You did it.
And now if I had to do it again, it would be a piece of cake because I know what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a learning curve, and yeah, it's scary at first, but once you get to understand what it is, it's like, why didn't I do it sooner? I could have done
Hmm.
this in my past business and the things
Yeah.
that yeah, I mean, I could have hired me an accountant instead of me doing the books. I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so many other things that I could have done that I didn't do. I mean, I used to do all the monitoring of all the servers and all the things via my phone or my laptop, and it's like I could have had somebody else do that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to just because of digital marketing. You can do it with other businesses as well. And that's the
Hmm.
other thing I'm telling some of my clients now is like, well, why don't you hand this off to, an accountant rather than you doing the books? Or why don't you hand this particular spot or this particular problem off to somebody else that can do it for, $12 an hour when you're worth, 120 an hour?
Hmm.
all of a sudden the light bulb goes off, and yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's a superpower because it starts to come into every level and layer of your life and your business. You start figuring out, like, I know that I'm not great at running ads, but I know that I can find somebody that is good at running ads. And just because I'm not good at something doesn't, like, because I know how to find somebody that is good means that I basically can solve any problem in my business just by finding the right person. So that skill that you have now that, you got that from Remote Millionaires, I mean, that's going to be a game changer for you. I mean, it already is, but for many, many, many years to come.
Oh, definitely, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, it's been an eye opener. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
change. Even my mental shift is different
Mm-hmm.
because I was thinking I had to do everything myself.
Yeah.
A lot of business owners, they think they have to do this themselves.
And it's
They
paralyzing,
yeah, very much
Yeah.
so. And it's time consuming. It's a drag. It's stressful. It's just mind racking sometimes. Some of the things that I just thought about this. Wow, I was like, this business compared to my other business, it's like I can literally now I feel comfortable enough if I just get my salesperson in place, which I'm working on. But if I get that in place, then I can literally walk away from the business right and still feel confident that my clients are going to get what they're asking and what they're paying me for. I'm still going to get my products and my services done complete and accurately. And I'll be able to just kick back and go, look, I got everything dialed in because I followed your program. I literally followed your program. So
yeah,
I can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome. I mean, I spent 3 hours this morning planning out, what we call your revenue producing activity, your RPA. Yes. And so I generated my revenue protective activity for the day, and I sent out 10 more emails today, and I put together 2 meetings. I'm actually heading to another client after this to go talk about doing revenue producing activity for them. It's the retargeting advertisement for them.
Nice.
Hopefully, now I think it's pretty much a done deal from the conversation we had, but still, the proof is in the pudding when I have the check in hand. So yeah.
Yeah.
RPA away, yay.
Yeah. No, I mean it's good to have that in the forefront of your focus because it's so easy to get distracted. But if you make that the North Star in your business, where every day you do at least 10 things that are revenue producing activities, then it's pretty difficult to not be able to get some revenue in your business. And speaking of which, you shared a goal with me that you wanted to hit this year, I believe. Would you be okay with sharing that with everybody?
14,500 a month. That's my goal for revenue reducing productivity. Actually, that is recurring. Okay, let's stipulate that recurring. 14,500K per month is my recurring goal, and I've broken 10K, so I'm at 10K recurring right now. And I figured by November, I was originally planning on having it done by December, but the way I'm going right now, by November, I'm going to break 14K, my 14K 500 per month. So that is my goal, and that's what I planned on doing. And thanks to you guys, I know I can do it.
I mean, you put another 3K in the last 30 days, 3K in residual at least in the last 30 days. So, I mean, you're well on your way and on track to do that. And there was another tier to that goal. You wanted to get that type of revenue because you had something else that you wanted to do as well.
That is called retire.
Yeah.
That is called retire.
Retire where though?
Actually Hawaii. Believe it or not, I want to your neck of the woods. Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking at both my wife and I are at that age that we have a son that's in college. He's trying to finish his degree, which will be about 1.5 years. We figured if I can sew up my 14K5 or better and generate that consistently, then we can actually retire.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have to work anymore, and we get our 2 houses that we want. And we're not really into fancy cars or big fancy things. We just want to live a nice, convenient, comfortable life, but not have to worry about where our income's coming from, which, you know, this allows us to do that. And if somebody told, well, now let me finish. If somebody told me 6 months ago that I would be where I am right now, I would be laughing at it, because my normal idea is that I got to put 40 to 60 hours a week in order to get out X amount of money. And that's what I was doing. And I was literally killing myself. And all intents and purposes, back hurting, knees hurting, heart health issues. Is like, okay, guess what? I'm killing myself. And then you come along and go, well, you're trying to start your digital marketing and you're trying to think of how the best return on investment. Those were my words that I said to you. If you remember correctly, I said, what is my return on investment? And you said, I can guarantee that if you're willing to work hard and you're willing to listen to what I have to tell you, that your return on investment would not be not just double, but probably triple. But you said the key here is you have to be willing to do what I ask you to do. And if you're willing to commit 110%, that you can do it. And I will show you how, and I will take you step by step by step. And I kind of went, well, how much is this going to cost me? And you go, you'll make it up. In a matter of months, you'll make it up. And I guarantee you right now, if anybody's looking and thinking, well, is this for me? I'm going to tell you, yes, this is for you. Because guess what? You can do it too. Just follow the program. Try not to make any stupid mistakes. Guess what?
Yeah.
You'll make mistakes. But guess what?
And it'll be all right.
You got a team behind you. This man right here, he literally helped me with my first deal. And that deal turned sideways. But guess what? He took his time out. This man right here took his time out. Both him and Tom both helped me to close my first deal. That's how well this program works.
That's awesome.
And that was
stuff.
That was over 7K.
Yeah. You made your investment back in Remote Millionaires, the ROI, I think, in the first month.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And now you have a machine going that you're able to operate from anywhere in the world, which, you said something that is important. You're not into the fancy cars, you're not into all the, like, tons of things, but the whole premise of Remote Millionaires is that you don't have to make $1 million to live like a millionaire. The business model that we have allows for so much freedom, and just having that freedom allows you to live like a millionaire far beyond or before you've ever even collected $1 million. And I would make the argument right now, JT, how do you feel about your business and what you're doing? You feel like $1 million?
Oh, more than $1 million. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's called peace of mind.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Oh, you hit the mute button there.
That is available to me, that all I have to do is a couple hours a day, literally, because I have everything dialed in. And as soon as I get my salesperson, I know I can basically walk away if I wanted to, and it would still run itself, because that's how I have it set up now. And it's thanks to you guys, because that's the way you guys tell me to set it up, and I follow the plan.
Well, we appreciate you following the plan, man. It's been, really, really awesome to be a part of the journey with you. I'm really excited to see, how far you go with this, and to hear more about your success. So I really appreciate you taking the time and, touching base with me. And I'll be seeing you in our private Slack channel to keep things going. All right.
Oh, absolutely. And I thank you and Tom a ton. Thanks, guys, for all the work that you guys do and all the effort that you put in for this program. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. And the peace of mind that it offers, it's worth the money that I spent, let me tell you.
Awesome. All right. I'll talk to you soon, JT. Thanks.
All right, man. Say hi to Tom. Thanks, guys. Bye.